This is Dan, and this is the story of how he became a Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy advocate. Dan's little brother, Dave, was diagnosed with a disease known as Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy when he was just 3 years old. Unfortunately, a cure for this disease has not yet been developed. This prompted Dan to become an advocate in order to raise awareness and money to fight Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. Through his journey, you too can become an ally. The three main themes in Dan's growth process of entering the world of disability rights and advocacy included education, intersectionality, and language. First, Dan decided to educate himself about the disease. DMD is a type of primary muscle disease that leads to muscle weakness. Dave exhibited some common phenotypes such as large calves and the inability to keep a stable gait accompanied by falling. The reason for this was because his genes did not express a functional protein called dystrophin, which is responsible for anchoring the sarcolemma membrane and protecting it from contraction-induced injuries. As a result, muscle is wasted and Dave will lose ambulation. After becoming knowledgeable about the disease, Dan looked into the concept of intersectionality, a word coined and defined by Kimberly Crenshaw. Intersectionality describes the fact that an individual's personal and social identities affect the way that they are perceived by society and the way their daily lives are carried out. These factors include race, class, gender, sexuality, ability, and more. In the context of DMD, a cisgender patient that comes from a wealthy family and lives in the U.S. will have access to healthcare and resources such as a wheelchair, whereas a working-class patient from the LGBTQ+ community may not receive the same kind of treatment and may not be able to afford medicine or a wheelchair. After acknowledging his own privilege, Dan dedicated his advocacy work to not speaking over but empowering and amplifying the work and voices of all DMD patients, especially those from marginalized communities. Lastly, Dan learned the importance of language in advocacy work, particularly during his unlearning process of unpacking ableism. Ableism is discrimination against disabled peoples, and this can manifest in different forms. Words such as crippled, dumb, and stupid may seem like everyday non-harmful words, but they are in fact ableist because they have been used negatively against disabled people. Instead, use words such as disabled, not able-bodied, annoying, or frustrating. Phrases such as confined or bound to wheelchairs is also ableist because wheelchairs are a resource, not a burden. Using words such as despite and in spite of to describe disabled people is ableist because disabled people are not your source of inspiration or motivation. Their disability is a part of their identity, not something that holds them back. While these are just the basics, Dan hopes that this information can jumpstart your involvement in activism, and upon more learning and unlearning, you too can become a Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy advocate.